at this point, but let's look a little bit at kind of what we think we're going to see from the two teams, what gods we're going to see selected.
So picks and bans for Game 1, and you can really see it with how long these engagements were going on. Pretty tanky style, and we've started to see that more in North America and Europe as well, although healers thrown in a little bit more frequently. We're seeing some Raw in Europe, we're seeing Hell in both regions. We didn't see either of those come out, but we did see the Guan Yu, who had to put up a decent amount of heals in those team fights because they were going on for a long time.
I really want to see the Raw come out from Mouse. He played that.
Does he have a good Raw?
He's got a very good Raw.
Raw, like, the Raw snipes are so good, and, you know, you talked about the synergy with FaunKeH. If you have that mid-jungle synergy, like, that's actually what Athena would be really good paired up with. If you could find the taunt into the Searing Pain from Raw, you could burst some players.
Or Kukulkan.
Kukulkan, no. That's, no, leave that to Shadow Nightmare on Team Dignitas. We're not...
Mouse has played it. He's played it before.
Okay, how did he do with it, though?
He did pretty well. I think he won his game.
Okay.
I think it was in the Pro League qualifier tournament.
Okay.
Pretty sure they won.
That was forever ago. Yeah. We're not counting that. No Kukulkan, please.
Why not?
I don't
love
know,
Kukulkan.
Man. Honestly, though, picks and bans at LAN are pretty different. It's you will always see a little bit of switch up compared to the normal Pro League and online games. Not only is it based on direct team matchups, but it's also just on how individual players are doing on gods in the tournament, right? We go to the COG Invitational in North America where Dare to Care brought out a Naja, a god that had not been played in forever. I know there was some play in OPL, but in other regions, not so much. And he played so well with that god that he earned respect bans in the middle of a tournament. I mean, sometimes, Smite, you just start feeling yourself. You just start performing so well on a god because it is a game that it's not always about the numbers. There's dodging, there's movement. Everything is a skill shot. Like, you can just be hitting your abilities when typically they're hard to hit. And if you're hitting them 100% of the time, like Ho-Yi's, right? If you can find those bounce shots, you can change the state of the game and find picks that typically were considered low tier or maybe not so good. They get banned out and first picked.
I think we might see Avantgard pick up Jing 10. I think Tomahawk was too scary for them on that. I don't think they want to deal with it again.
I think he'll be banned at least. At the very, you're right. I think they'll either grab him or ban him out. I mean, Tomahawk played so well that really the counter to Biggy and Rowe, right? Biggy and Rowe were like diving into Integral, and Tomahawk was like counter diving with Jack typically into their back line, and that really kept the engagements going on for a long time.
Exactly right. Both teams about to get into game here. What do you think nerves are like? This is, as we mentioned before, this is the first LAN event for Oceanic Smite. Do you think anyone's feeling it at this point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we kind of just saw it at the beginning of Game 1 where two players on the same team awarded the exact same spot. There's just slight nerves. I think Game 1, though, finished those nerves for Avant. I don't know how Integral's feeling, but typically after your first game, you start getting a little bit more comfortable. There's still a lot on the line. Not only 65,000 Australian dollars, but also that spot to the SWC in January.
The winner of this game is going to be, as you said, playing in the grand final. Now, first place gets $25,000.
Not the winner of this game, winner of the set.
Oh, the winner of this.
Are you trying to say Avant's going to win?
Oh, that's true. Sorry, my bad. The winner of this set will go through and play for first place. But first and second place gets $20,000. First place gets $25,000. So that's a lot of money for Oceanic Smite in its first year.
I mean, this is incredible. I would say, and you know, it took NA, EU, and the other regions a number of years to get to the level they're at, and Oceania already has a bright future. I think these teams, or whichever team comes out on top, they could start competing with the best of them, and maybe they win some games. Maybe they make it to the finals. Maybe they win SWC.
I mean, are you saying Oceania's going to win SWC?
No, I'm not saying
I think that's what you
I'm
just
from
said.
North America. North America's going to win, okay?
No.
We're going to repeat.
Epsilon, though.
Epsilon's pretty good. Epsilon's pretty good.
Oceania is like, I like to think of them as kind of the youngest child in the family.
Yes.
Like, the older kids, they kind of first, parents kind of still feeling their way, like, what do we do? And then the youngest kid comes along and they give them everything that the older kids got, but like much younger. I'm the eldest in my family. You can tell I have some issues with this.
Yeah, I can I can tell. It's okay, I am too. But no, we're going to be getting into Game 2 here shortly, guys. Avant able to take it Game 1, but it was incredibly close. And, you know, I'm going to keep repeating it. This was the team, Avant was the team that went undefeated in the Pro League. They dropped one set to the second seed Direwolves in the past 9 months. And Integral, they didn't even make it to the Pro League. They actually had to get in because another team disbanded. But they have done such a good job. Game 2 starting up, though. Sides have switched. Avant, they're going to be first to pick in your order side.
What are you looking to see first ban?
Giannis.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna go with the Giannis.
So that's twice they've taken him away from Mouse. And so real respect ban there. Integral taking away Athena. They played that last time. So not necessarily a ban from what they saw last time, but just kind of, we don't want to play it this time, but we definitely don't want you to have it.
And that's almost, I think, why we saw the first pick from Integral. I think it was a pick that they didn't want Biggy or anyone on Avant to have, and they kind of just picked it to have it, right? It was just too good to leave alone. Ban still coming through Avant. Are they going to take out the Xingtian? No, it's still the Sobek. So they banned that as well last time. A lot of respect given here. Sun Wukong also taken out. So mostly the same picks and bans, or bans.
Standard to take away the Sun Wukong. If you're not first pick, you don't let them have it. Avant-Garde, Biggy's Geb, he's famous for his Geb. He's got an insane KDA on that Geb. And as well as that, the aggression he can put out on it. You know, typically early game Geb, you don't see that much aggression. No. A little bit weak early game, but Biggy will be up in your face. He is not afraid.
Biggy's just going to fight all the time. Is that lane from Avant? Is there just the, I'm going to fight you like the first 5 levels all the time?
Biggy certainly.
Yeah,
Biggy
I mean, we saw First Blood, right? I mean, Biggy's super aggressive here. Picks coming through for Integral, though. Ares, Bellona, so they're actually going to be stealing the picks we saw from Avant last game. So far, we've got everything reversed with Geb first picked and Athena banned instead.
Did you see that clip of Lobster playing Ares mid?
No. Oh yeah. Where he's like walked in and stole a Gold Fury. Oh man. Ares can swing, right? He has a lot of base damage, especially with his change. He's a Guardian, and the joke with, honestly, hi-rez and Smite is that on his pros and cons, his cons always said low damage. Ares does not have low damage. He has a lot of damage. That's a good joke.
That's a good joke. Guan Yu picked up from Avantgard and Isis. Now, Ochita's Isis, that is something to be feared, let me tell you. I don't think I've ever seen him miss a Spirit Ball.
Oh, that's dirty. I mean, that ability alone changes team fights. I mean, Isis that just has so many options. Enter Kid of Silence, Wing Gust that does a lot of damage, and like you said, that Spirit Ball that can stun players, and an AoE stun, and you can control when it goes off, too.
It's such a big hitbox as well. Like, you never are quite sure if you're going to be affected by it or not, or if you're safe, but...
Isis, though, a very early lane dominator. Probably a good pick here when you're looking at a Geb where, you know, in most situations, outside of Biggy apparently, where Gebs are pretty passive early on. They're really looking for the mid-game team fights to protect their teams and maybe some setups with them Cataclysms. Looking at Integral, though, they've picked up Hun Bot, so a jungler that's not going to, you know, 100 to 0 you, but provides a lot of space control with that Fear No Evil.
Neath and Noir banned away from both teams, but here it is. This is Robdigidy's Ho-Yi. You're going to see this firsthand now. Get excited.
I was pretty excited about his on her. He was taking on Subfloor. I mean, he was winning fights when he was down levels and down some items.
He's a great ADC despite the fact he got soloed by a certain caster in the Casters vs. All-Stars match.
Wait, was that you?
I mean, I'm not saying any names, but maybe.
You soloed Robdigidy?
I mean,
oh man, that's got to burn. Yeah. If I got soloed by you,
Silver
I think
2 life. You know?
Xbalanque going to be matching up though. Oh. That's going to Subfloor, and then Hades, last pick coming in for Avant.
It's Guan Yu jungle.
It's Guan Yu jungle, yeah.
It's funny. DJ Pernicus, is he here?
Maybe. You know, Guan Yu actually not a god that you're looking at if you want to look for ganks. Doesn't really have all that setup. Very easy to get away from, but Guan Yu is all about that team fight.
You've got Hades as well coming through from Sporks. He's a really good Hades as well. We've seen him play that a fair bit in the OPL. Just really great team fighting potential there with the Pillar of Agony. That's as well, though, a counter pick. That's taking that away from Jack, who's a really, really good Hades as well.
Zeus, last pick, the recent buffs. We haven't seen him play too much in OPL. We've seen him in North America and Europe. Everyone's still a little bit unsure of this god, how good he really is. But there is one thing that Zeus does, and that is do a lot of damage.
There's a good story about Zeus and OCE Smite, actually.
Okay.
Integral Nation, when they were Ivory Gaming in the OPL, they played Direwolves.
Okay.
And Kiki Omeo went 18-0 on Zeus pre-buff.
Pre-buff?
Pre-buff.
Pre-buff.
18-0. He matched like the highest kills ever in a Pro League game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Zeus just does so much damage before his buff came through. Really what I'm looking at, though, is that Aegis shield that he throws out. And it's about really doubling the length of your Chain Lightning, because you can bounce your Chain Lightning off of that shield, tag up players, and do a lot of damage with Detonate.
I like that combination with Hunbatz and with Ho-Yi. Just circles, man.
Just circles.
Circles of damage.
The circle team fight.
Yep.
Game 2, though, going to be started, guys. Just shortly, the teams are getting ready. You can already see them getting prepared to play. Look at that hair, though, from Tomahawk.
Oh, dude. It's beautiful. He looks like a Viking, man.
Yeah.
I have him as a friend on Facebook. He does not have that hair on Facebook.
Really?
I was lied to.
I mean, he needs to get a new picture. He better have a new picture with that hair.
I mean, you saw the game photo of him that was coming up in this. If that's not his Twitter picture by the end of the tournament, I'll be very surprised.
We'll have to see, though. He's playing Ares this time around. We saw him face an Ares and roll that Jingten in the last game. This time, have you seen him play Ares too often? It's kind of the same thing, where Jingten and Ares are both pretty aggressive support players. Or gods, excuse me.
Tomahawk was actually a relatively recent addition to the team as well. He wasn't the support for most of the OPL. He came in the last 2 weeks, I believe. But yeah, you know, aggressive gods is really his style. And here we are now, folks, in game number 2 between Integral Nation and Avantgard. If Avantgard can take this one, they move on to the grand finals for a chance to play at Worlds. But Integral Nation looking to play spoiler again.
This team is playing spoiler already. I think they got into the heads of Avant. We'll have to see if Avant can recover. They did a nice job getting everything together at the end of that game, but it was Integral who were going toe-to-toe with them all game. I'm looking at this Zeus, though. If Avant do not control Zeus, if they let Mouse get rolling, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
I do like Ochita's Isis, though, with the circle protections. I mean, Integral puts down their circles, Ochita puts down his circle.
Standard starts coming out from both teams. It seems no double warding in the same spot, so nerves probably a little bit down here. No invades coming out. Both these teams, do they ever really invade, though?
Avant does.
Avant all the time?
Not all the time, just when the situation requires it. They're a very mental team. They think about the game a lot, and they just play whatever's necessary to win.
Start coming out, though, what's known as the Paradigm start, where these teams are actually going to be splitting multiple buffs between 3 players. This makes sure that the mid player gets to lane a little bit faster than he normally was, and I think that's the key here, is that Ochita is going to want to have strong push against this Zeus.
Speaking of Paradigm, an interesting fact is that Integral Nation, their coach is Lydia, the manager of Paradigm.
Okay, so someone who probably dictates or helps their style and influences it a little bit.
Yeah, and I have to say that they've really felt the influence of her coaching style and coming into these ones, and you can see the difference already in the 2 weeks they've had with her.
I mean, that game 1 was so close. Right mid camp's going to be going the way of Integral early on. It's so dangerous. That's one of the strongest things about Zeus is his mid Harpy control. And honestly, we couldn't even see a fight here.
You can see FaunKeH going in with the overhand smash, but Ochita going to secure it with the Spirit Ball. I told you, deadly accurate with those. Deadly.
FaunKeH, though, already spending a lot of mana. He's a little bit careful of his management. Although typically you don't see Hunbat's players want to fight early. That's only dictated if the other team really messes up.
Jack 47 pushing the wave pretty hard at this point. He doesn't have the sustain that Sporks does, so he really needs to be conservative with his health.
You can see here, this lane matchup, Jack, he was actually losing pretty significantly last time in the Guan versus Bellona matchup. Now Jack in control of the Bellona, but he's matched up against the Hades, and Hades does not really lose lane ever.
No,
look
Hades
at this,
wins
almost
lane.
Full clearing already. Level 3.
It's a dirty god. We can look towards this joy lane. Tomahawk lands 1 chain on the subfloor. Good Geb shield, though. Gets the 3rd one. Max range. Very nice skill shot there.
Yeah, and you can see Biggy forced to spend his potions early, and I do expect Biggy and Subfloor to be pushed back pretty far. They've got a Xbalanque and a Geb. Both these gods are gods that, you know, individually have trouble pushing and controlling lane, and now they're put together. They're just 2 gods that are going to be struggling against Huyi and Ares.
Sporks silencing out Jack 47, healing up off the wave. Jack's still getting a good bit of lane pressure here, using the bludgeon to good effect. I want to talk about our hunter builds at this point. Xbalanque, Transcendence, Huyi going into presumably the Devourer's Gauntlet, see if he's going for a first item. Could be looking for the Soul Eater.
And that's pretty standard. Typically, you'll go the Transcendence into the Soul Eater, and Xbalanque really thrives off when he hits an auto attack. It does so much damage. Xbalanque's passive, actually, every time he gets a kill, going to be stacking up 5 extra damage. Look at this early gank, though. There's nowhere for Tomahawk to go. Rowe coming crashing down. Who's the kill going to go to? It's going to be Rowe. First blood for Avant Garde in game 2.
That was really well executed. That was timed to perfection. They've run that play. They've run drills like that. I can just tell. That was perfectly well executed.
Rowe, I guarantee you, from the looks of that, knew exactly how much experience he needed when on the map, and when he knew that the other hunter and support player weren't going to have control of that lane.
Rowe is just that kind of player. He's that player that knows all of that. He's the min-max kind of player. He's actually widely considered the best player in OCE. When we were still playing on NA servers, he managed to get to Diamond 1 or 2.
On that high of a ping?
On that high of a ping.
That's disgusting. That's actually really hard to play.
He can't get a rank game anymore. He can't get a rank game in OCE anymore.
He's just too good. He's just so much better than everyone else. It's a rough life.
Yeah. It must be hard to be good. I wish I knew.
I used to know, man. It's been a while. Avant, though, right now, game 2, 400 gold in the lead. That first blood coming through so far.
Taking a look back towards the map now, not many wards placed out at this point. Both teams really prioritizing vision in the last one. Not as much in this one. There is a lot of them in the bank, though, in their inventories, but not being placed yet, just kind of waiting for the right situation, right time to put them down to establish really the control that they want of the map.
You know, we talked about it a lot in pregame and in the middle of game one, how important it is for Robdigidy to get big and be an influence in these team fights. In 2 games in a row, his lane has found a death early on, like in the first couple minutes. How does that really affect him? Do you think that's going to be make it harder for Integral to kind of get back into it?
No, because he's used to it.
He's used to.
He's a level above Subfloor already.
He's just used to fighting somehow behind. Yep. Well, he's like, all right, Tomahawk, you're my brother. Just go back to base, take the death, and I'll get more experience because I'm alone in lane.
I mean,
that's what it was.
Rob's the older brother, so he's just like, sacrifice. It's like forever.
He's like, sorry, Tom, you're done.
Like, I've done my time. You go.
If I queue with you, are you gonna leave me?
Yeah,
I knew
absolutely.
I knew it. Speed buff being taken by both teams here. So Avant, once again, having that early first blood and then kind of slowing the pace down, not being too aggressive. Interesting considering they have the Isis, but when you look at their dual lane, a lane that really thrives in the mid game, it makes a little bit more sense.
Exactly right. Mouse hasn't gone back yet. Can we take a look at Golden Hand? I want to see how much he's got in the bank.
Probably a lot. I mean, there's really no need for him to go back ever that early. 2200 for Jack. Wow.
Yeah. So that's pen boots online now for Mouse. He's going to be swinging now.
Yeah, not even going the cooldown buff boots. Even though they've been buffed recently, he's able to manage his mana effectively. Doesn't need that extra 250 into the pool. Look at this Rowe though. Rowe's looking for the gank again, but he's actually right over ward. I love this from Integral. They got ganked from this exact same spot. Make sure it does not happen twice.
I really like that mid side path normal ward.
Yes.
I love it for spawning ganks. I play ADC. Not well, I play it, but yeah. And that's just so good for surviving. Even when you're not playing that aggressively, that path is such a dangerous one.
And a lot of times it's not even worth counter warding by throwing out those sentry wards. So it's something that you can almost guarantee that it's not going to be sentried or countered out too early.
I'm really surprised by kind of the lack of aggression from FaunKeH. Like, as you said, hi-rez doesn't want to be too aggressive early, but I don't think I've seen his ultimate used yet.
No, I mean, there hasn't really been a chance. There was the single gank in the dual lane, and since then, it's kind of just been a lot of spacing and positioning.
Mouse.
But here's Integral looking for the rotation.
Does Avant have a ward there? I don't think they do, but it looks like there is a big...
Saw it.
Oh, here comes Biggy. Blinking Cataclysm. Jack 47, though, beads away. There's Tomahawk going in. Noah's Gate comes down, and the Zeus ultimate is there as well. Rowe is on his horse. Mouse getting bursted. Subfloor gets a kill. There's the Hunbut's ultimate. Down goes Subfloor to Robdigidy. Sunbreaker coming through, doing so much damage, and Jack looking for a kill, but Ochita is the one to pick up the kill on the monkey man, FaunKeH.
2 for 1 so far. Avant, they're going to be backing off. Sporks, though, looking for Jack. His ultimate is in use. Jack forced to beats. Had to pick them up early. Gold Fury could be turned on here, but it looks like Avant thinking better of it. They're going to be backing up for now. All their ultimates outside of... all their ultimates are down. Only Jack has that Eagles rally. I don't think either team really looking for the fight here.
No, and Subfloor was dead as well, so they didn't really have the sustain to push that one down. But importantly in that fight, Subfloor got a passive stack.
He got that extra 5 damage, something that we're going to become a very important part to this game. When Xbalanque gets all of his passive stacks up, he can stack up to 6. That's 30 additional power on a Hunter.
That's a lot.
And then you put crit on that at attack speed, and Xbalanque, once he gets everything online, there is very few players or very few gods who can hit as hard as him.
And what it's going to do as well is it's going to make him go into that Soul Eater less of a detriment, because Devourer's Golems, while they give you more physical power, the Xbalanque passive just makes it up. Yeah,
for sure. He hasn't been able to get lifesteal yet, and he's been pretty passive. Robdigidy still that level ahead, though. He's got the Devo Gauntlets online, but it doesn't look like he's too interested in fighting so far.
Xbalanque is Subfloor's god. He's very passive early game. He looks to do most of his damage in team fights, similar to how Allied plays. Just, not too aggressive early, take his opportunities when he gets them, but really focused on that late game carry.
And that's all you want from a Hunter sometimes. You don't always have to be the guy that dives in, the Zapman and the Robdigidys.
Yep.
You can be that passive player and just make impacts in team fights, and so far, Subfloor's done a good job of that. Mid lane ward placed as well from Integral, so right now they're pretty big on vision. It looks like they're grouping up.
Gold Fury.
They were just centering.
Well, I wanted them to do it.
So an important thing that we didn't take note of in the last fight, though, is that, Mouse got dove by Avant. He actually got his ultimate off, but he was actually CC'd perfectly by Avant that he never got to use his detonate. Even though there was multiple players with stacks on them, with those charges on them that, you know, when they detonate, it does a lot of damage, he wasn't able to get that ability off. Perfect CC chain coming out from Avant.
I believe it was Sporks that silenced him and not able to use his detonate.
Sporks. It was definitely Sporks.
But that's got to be Avant's game plan. That's what we said coming into this one, is that they need to protect Mouse. Integral Nation need to protect Mouse. If he can get taken out, team fights tend to swing the other way. Mouse
they're looking to pick on Mouse.
Look at that Spirit Ball. Mouse, you force to use the beats. Jack 47, perfect Eagles rally onto Rowe, but he should still pick up the kill. Anyway, Biggy taking extremely low circle of protections. Gonna heal him up. Great Cataclysm. Stuns out 3 members of Integral who aren't going to be able to find anything here, but Subfloor looking to poke him out. Is Sporks going to dive?
No, he'll be fine. Robdigidy rotating over as well. Oh, a Spirit Ball coming through, actually going to create a lot of space for Avant. They might have stuck around a little bit too far, though. 4 members alive. Is the teleport going to come through? And that is... but he jumps away. FaunKeH doesn't elect to fight, and he's actually going to be forced to beat. Subfloor finds the kill. And
passive stack.
That's a second passive stack. 2 kills now for Subfloor. Really interesting that FaunKeH ended up electing to teleport to that without his ultimate. I think if he had his ultimate, it would have been a good choice, but you saw immediately jumping away.
Look at his build. This is a classic FaunKeH build. That's a Bluestone next to his boots.
I mean, Bluestone actually is a very powerful item. Can work pretty well for Hunbatz, and Hunbatz not really needed for extended engagements and all that fight. He kind of just, even if he's behind, Hunbatz can just throw out that Fear No Evil and force everyone out.
But that build is just classic FaunKeH.
Just like doing...
He builds whatever he wants.
Oh, well, Bluestone's pretty good.
Oh, I didn't say it was bad.
Okay.
I just said it was a FaunKeH build.
Okay.
Because he's funky. Get it? You know?
I does.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jokes are starting. It's only game 2. Save me.
Oh, look at how many... Minion wave.
Oh, Subfloor going to be getting a lot of experience for that. And actually, you can see, didn't have all his stacks complete. He's going to have it now. Gold Fury started up by Biggy and Ochita, or excuse me, Robdigidy and Tomahawk. But Ochita going to smell it out and stop it.
I said before that Ochita never misses a Spirit Ball, and we saw one just go sailing kind of clean through Integral. That wasn't a miss. He did that. You said it before. Creating space. That's exactly what he's doing.
Can't rotate. Yeah. He can't walk into a Spirit Ball. He had to be forced back into the jungle.
Exactly right. We could see Avant clearing out the mid camp. They're still kind of leaning towards his Gold Fury at this point. They know that Integral have got a ward down on it, looking to clear it out. Subfloor's rotating in.
I mean, we saw how important Gold Fury was last game.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't just for getting the early lead. Oh, look at this. Is this going to be a gank attempt by Avant?
I think they're just de-warding.
Subfloor looks like he wants to fight.
Hell, he's hitting hard at this point. Did you see how much damage the ballers did to Robdigidy?
He's got his boots online. He doesn't have any lifesteal, but he is definitely hitting harder than Robdigidy on each of his auto attacks.
He can fight, though. He's got a Geb Shield. He's got a Circle of Protections. I was wrong before. That's not a Bluestone on FaunKeH. That's a Bluestone on Rowe.
Oh, wow, you're right. No. I was looking at the wrong one, too. You pointed out. I was like, okay, yeah.
It's because he was on that side before. That's what it was.
Yeah. No, that is a DJ Pernicus build. Rowe actually forcing out FaunKeH once again. You can see Subfloor going to be starting up this Gold Fury. Avant have full control, but Tomahawk looking for a blink in.
Oh, he's not going to find it, though. There's a Pillar of Agony. Down he goes. Sporks picks him up there with the Pillar, and now Mouse's ultimate comes down, but it's all Avant's fight at this point. Sporks taking a little bit low. Jack looking for a reinitiate, but I don't think they should take this fight.
Look at these ultimates. Integral used everything already. Only Jack has his ultimate. Meanwhile, we still have Cataclysm, Circle Protection, and Dark Knights online for Avant Garde. And it doesn't look like they want to risk they remember game 1.
Yeah.
They remember game 1 where the Gold Fury is stalling. A lot safer this time around. They want to force the fight. They want to bait Integral into them.
Look at Rowe. Oh, Biggy blinking in. Nice 2-man Cataclysm there. Mouse wants to use it. FaunKeH goes down very, very quickly. Mouse stunned out there by the Xbalanque passive. And Robdigidy, down he goes.
That is rough. Double kill coming out for Rowe. Gold Fury going to be taken. You can already see the rest of the members of Integral. They're going to be forced back. No way Tomahawk gets in there. No way Jack gets in there. Avantgard 8 kills to 2 right now. 3,000 gold in the lead.
This is what we expected game 1. This is how we expected game 1 to go a little bit more towards the early game. And now, I said it at the end of last game, Avant woke up. And now, you know, they've woken up.
Avant have broke their nerves finally. Integral, though, they're not out of this game yet. It's only a 3,000 gold lead. This is something they can still fight into. A lot of it, though, is going to have to come down to Mouse. He's going to have to get as much damage out as he can. And honestly, FaunKeH, his job on this Hunbatz at this point really just needs to be protect Zeus, protect Mouse, keep him alive, because Ares, he doesn't have a lot of protection. His protection is, I'm just going to kill you, and if you get behind on an Ares, it's so hard to recover and be that aggressive support style.
Speaking of Ares, Tomahawk hasn't had the same impact in this game as he had in the last
one.
with Xingtan, he was just able to just jump into those fights, whirlwind. He was really a counter-initiate, whereas this game he's tried to be more the initiate, and it hasn't really worked.
And we saw that Blinken at the Gold Fury, actually, where, you know, Tomahawk goes in, and he doesn't even pull anyone because Avant, they kind of back off, disengage, and then he took so much poke, by the time he uses No Escape, he was dead. Didn't get a single person pulled, no one even used beads on Avant.
Left-hand mid-set camps going the way of Avant there. Robdigidy looking for the ricochet, but Subfloor backed too quickly for him there. Over in the solo lane, we can see Jack 47 and Sporks. Sporks just going to back away here. They were on top of each other before, but
Subfloor just backed and bought a full soul leader. All he had online for the last couple engagements for the first 13 minutes was boots and transcendence. Now has that soul leader, has all that extra attack speed, physical protect. I mean, soul leader, it does so much. Can we actually highlight this item a little bit real quick? Soul Eater does so much. Lifesteal, attack speed, physical power protection.
Health is the big one there for
me.
And
then 300 health, yeah.
Health.
That's actually the most important one that I left out, okay.
Yeah, I think health is 300. It's 300. I think it's one of the most important stats in the game that's just never highlighted.
Especially for a hunter of all players.
Because that's essentially kind of your ammunition in a boxing match, is how much you can spend. Subfloor takes a lot of damage there from Robdigidy, uses the minion wave perfectly. Do you see what he did there? He just blocked all the darts with minions.
That's exactly what he needs to do. He's going to try and put out as much poke as he can on the Subfloor. Big rotation from Avant, though. Ochita looking to catch out FaunKeH. FaunKeH is going to smell that and let his team know that there's some danger in the jungle.
If there's one thing you can say about FaunKeH is that he loves his speed buff, and so it's his baby. He's going to know when there's people there. He's going to protect it no matter what. We can see, though, FaunKeH there uses the Sacred Monkey. Not going to blink in this time. Remembers what happened last time. 4-man grouping from Avant. 4-man grouping from Integral. Robdigidy's back at base. He's going down the mid lane, but it looks like Subfloor's rotating over, or he's going to pressure the mid lane.
Look at this. Rowe in the jungle going to meet Jack. Jack taking a lot of damage. Biggy blinking in. Finds two with Cataclysm. FaunKeH looking to respond. Tomahawk trying to pull players. Sporks going to channel his ultimate. Oh, look at Tomahawk and Jack. There's caught inside. Ochita finds a kill. Sporks finds another. And Avant find two. They're now going to chase out Integral, and look at Biggy rolling through. Nowhere for Mouse to go.
Mouse and Subfloor coming in, but Sporks picks up the kill. Spirit Ball just off the mark there from Ochita, but FaunKeH forced to jump away. No health or mana. Down goes the tier 1 right tower. And this could be a tier 2 tower if Avant's really feeling themselves. They've got a 5-man.
There's no reason not to. FaunKeH forced back. He's on yellow health. Robdigidy, the only one to defend, and he can't protect that tower against 5 players. It's going to be the tier 2 tower. The question is, are Avant going to go Fire Giant? I think they're, oh yeah, no, you can see they were looking at tier 2. Now they're all going to be backing. They're playing it safe. They are making sure they do not drop this game like they dropped that original Gold Fury in game 1.
Yeah, Jack 47 was respawning in 5 seconds. Mouse was coming up soon. They don't have the burst at this point to take it down. Ochita's Circle Protections as well was on cooldown, so there wasn't that cure to really ensure that they could take that Fire Giant.
Big item's going to be completed here for Avant with all the gold they just earned. We can see Soul Eater already completed. Subfloor, though, working on Executioner. Sovereignty, though, just finished for Biggy. That's the important one I'm looking at. Not only giving himself a lot of health and physical protection, but also giving magical protection and aura to his team around him.
And that's going to be really important for countering Mouse's damage in the team fight.
And Mouse is the one that they have been targeting. That Avant have been focusing out every single engagement. And the fact that Mouse can't get his damage off, and look at it, it's so hard for Zeus because he's a mage that has no movement abilities. He's only level 13 right now. He's just pushed back, even trying to do minions, even trying to do waves or camps. Like, it's just so risky to be anywhere on the map for him right now.
5 members of Avant roughly grouped up around the Gold Fury, looking for a fight, all looking to take away the purple buff. Robdigidy, can he steal it? No, Rowe take that one down. Rob is in, he jumps away, he's a little fine there, but Rowe does so much damage at this point. He's 4-1 and 6 at this point. Part of every single kill on Avantgard except for one. Gold Fury going to spawn up here. Avantgard should be able to take this one. Integral, though, they can contest, but they're just too far behind at this point, I think, to make it a full-on engagement. Look at that Spirit Ball!
They're going to need a perfect fight here. All members of Avant grouped up. The question is, can FaunKeH make it in? No, it's going to be Biggy, the aggressor. And Mouse forced to blink out. FaunKeH's so low already, under half. He's going to be forced to beats and jump away.
The Spirit Ball through the wall. That was incredible there from Ochita.
The fight didn't even break out. This is just Poke and Avant are just controlling the space so well.
Rowe healing up Subfloor as he's tanking this Gold Fury. Robdigidy forced to jump away from the Spirit Ball, but Sporks in the back line uses the Pillar of Agony. Mouse solo Sunbreaker comes out from Robdigidy, who's taken out by Rowe. Mouse should go down in very short order, and he does to Sporks. Tomahawk up in the air with no escape. He is going to go down here in a second. Biggy picks himself up a kill. Gold Fury not started, but Avant, they are looking for bigger things. They are looking for towers.
3 dead on the side of Integral Nation, and this tier 1 tower is going down as well. FaunKeH and Jack, the only 2 alive, both have their ultimates, but there's no way they have the damage to kill anyone on Avant right now. They're going to be forced back, and that tier 2 is going to fall as well. FaunKeH, though, going in. His ultimate's up, but he can't even get it off. There goes the Fear No Evil, but it doesn't matter.
Too late. The double silence coming out from Ochita and then from Sporks. They chained that perfectly.
It's so good. Avant right now, this is the team that we expected to come into game 1. Their nerves got them. And honestly, Integral played fantastically in game 1. They responded. They team fought so well, rotations so well. All it took was 1 or 2 misplayed team fights and they fell. This time, though, Avant proving why they went undefeated for so long in Oceania.
This is like looking at an OPL match. This is this kind of score lines we'd be seeing. Look at the graphs here. We can see about a 12,000 XP, 9,000 gold difference. Can we pull up player damage as well? I really want to see who's hitting the hardest on Subfloor. 11,000.
And Mouse is getting his damage off, but you look, I mean, 5,000 coming out from FaunKeH, you know, 4,800s from Robdigidy, but a lot of that has been poke in lane. It hasn't really been in these team fights. The problem is, even if Mouse gets off his damage, he dies immediately after. He hasn't been able to stay and remain in the fights. There's just not enough protection on Integral to make this Zeus pick work right now.
He's got no escapes. He's got no protections. He's got no way to kind of defend himself. He's very dependent on his teammates being able to peel for him or heal him up, you know, Geb shields and things like that, but he doesn't have any of that. FaunKeH's been going in aggressively using his, oh my goodness, Ochita, please.
He doesn't miss him.
No,
you're right, you weren't lying.
I wasn't.
Ochita doesn't miss him.
No, I wasn't. He missed one earlier, but you know, we'll talk about that.
That was for space control.
Yeah.
Space control.
Space control. Fire Giant being started here from Avantgard Subfloor. Look at how much damage he's doing. No wonder he's top damage at this point. But it looks like Integral want to contest this. There's a Sunbreaker from Robdigidy, but Sporks gets a number of them in the Pillar of Agony. Mouse taken very low again. There is the Fear No Evil, but Sporks going through with his beads. Mouse goes down to Ochita there. 2 members of Integral down at this point. Robdigidy as well, so there is no damage coming out from Integral. Nearly died to minions there. Oh, he's trapped. Biggy comes through, but Sporks is the one that picks up the kill. And now Rowe and Ochita and the rest of the Avant boys, they're pushing for Phoenix here. They're not even bothering for Ochita. Are they trying to end?
They're going to try to end. I don't think they can, though. There's still 2 members alive, Tomahawk and Jack. They don't have any minion control, but they're at least going to get this Phoenix. Jack and Tomahawk trying to defend. Spirit Ball coming through. Subfloor putting out a lot of poke on it. Jack, look at him get so low. Rowe, he's diving all the way in, but Avant right now, they seem to be on different pages. Phoenix going down soon.
No, Rowe was zoning. He was just keeping them away.
Rowe wanted to fight. Rowe was just looking to fight. I mean, he's so far ahead right now. Phoenix down. No Fire Giant taken, though.
No Fire Giant taken. And I'm surprised they're not going for the tier 2, but all of Integral is up at this point. They kind of remembered Integral's semi-throw at that tier 2. They don't want to repeat the mistakes.
They're going to make sure that they win this game clean. About a 10K or 11K now gold lead coming out for Avantgard. 18-2 in kills. I mean, this game, it is theirs to drop. I mean, there is no way that Integral can just win this game on their own volition. Avant have to gift it to them by making mistakes.
Mouse, I think he stole those mid-camp stats.
Oh yeah, look at Biggy. Biggy's like, are you serious right now? Did he just take these?
Little turnarounds there. Ochita, Spirit Ball. FaunKeH dives away. He didn't miss it. FaunKeH dodged it.
Zone control.
Yeah, exactly. Zone control. Forced him to use the jump.
Fire Giant being started by Avant. Sporks playing this zone control. You look, Biggy as well. 3 members of Avant on it. But honestly, Subfloor taking a lot of damage from this Fire Giant. If Integral can come in here, they might be able to contest this. Still not in time. Avant grab that FG.
Run away, Integral. You're about to get attacked. Biggy blinks through, but Mouse counter blinks away. He really likes his blinks.
Blink after blink. Tier 2, though, in the mid lane. That's going to be Avant's focus. They're going to be grabbing this up. They have the Fire Giant around them. Integral, they need to have a perfect engagement. They need to have a perfect fight if they have any hope of winning this one.
I don't even think that'll be enough under the Phoenix. They have to have a better than perfect engagement. They have to have a perfect engagement, and Avantgard have to absolutely blow whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's this much of a lead right now, and Avant, they are just playing so safe. They aren't taking any risks. They're not going to lose Fire Giants. They're not going to lose towers. They're just going to take one thing at a time. They're not going to overextend themselves. Now, 12,000 in lead. This is going to extend it to about 14,000.
Avant, even though they won that last game, they would feel like it's a loss. They allowed Integral to come too close to them. They're considering last game, we didn't play ourselves. We didn't do ourselves justice. And this game, we're going to show them who we are.
And that is the mindset of a team that could go to Worlds. I mean, right now, Integral Nation, they still have a chance, but it's a long hope. This team, Avant Garde, is the team that we've been looking at for months as the best team out of the Oceania region. Not only that, but I mean, they've been together for how long with only one roster change? Like a year?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, this team has just grown together, worked together. They bring in a coach from the Titan roster that made second place at Worlds, and right now they are showing that they are the team to beat at the Oceania Regional Championships.
You put him in a tier list as well.
I did put him. I put him up there with the...
You put him in 9th.
Not the best of NA and EU, but they're right below.
I put him in 9th, though. That's pretty high.
I mean, look at them. Right now, they're playing fantastically.
They definitely are. Subfloor got his passive half stacked up at this point. He's going for a Fatalis after the execution, and that's going to be... he's going to be doing so much with that. He's going to be everywhere.
They Fatalis, stopping the movement penalty you typically take when you auto attack, where you slow down. If you can find that auto attack, you can just keep running in circles. And Smite, it's all about dodging. And if the other player can't hit you because you are faster than them, it gets real hard.
He's got 3 attack speed items now with solely the Executioner and the Fatalis, not Hastened Fatalis. And he's
3 stacks on the passive.
3 stacks on the passive. Purple buff as well. He's going to be doing so much damage. Biggy blinks in there, doesn't use the Cataclysm yet, wisely holds it. Tomahawk knocked up there from Biggy. He's taken a lot of damage at this point. Phoenix getting very low. Down comes the Sunbreaker. Left-hand side, Phoenix falls. Avant immediately rotating for the mid. This is the final push.
Avant, they're playing so safe. Left side, it's down. Mid Phoenix, the next target. And Sporks, he's going in. Robdigidy locked in place. Rob falls. Biggy finds the kill. Jack trying to defend. Circle protection coming out. Tomahawk just trying to pull players away, but it's not enough. Subfloor finds FaunKeH. 3 members alive for Integral Nation. Titan, 1,000 health. That's going to be it. Avant Garde not only take the win, but they advance to the grand finals for tomorrow.
That is a great win for Avant. That is a typical Avant Garde win. Methodical, not giving up anything to the other team, taking them down tower by tower, Phoenix by Phoenix, and then pushing for the win.
It was so, for me, they gave so much respect to Integral. When they wiped them at Fire Giant outside of 2 players and then walked to the Phoenix, they're like, we're not even risking losing Fire Giant. That's the only chance that you have to beat us. They took the Phoenix, they backed in unison, they went back to the Fire Giant, perfect zone control. Players are going to be shaking hands here now. Congratulations to Avant taking the win there.
And they, as you said, move on to the grand final. They've guaranteed themselves at least $20,000 in prize money.
At least.
That's amazing.
I mean, they've never been to a LAN, right? And to be their first LAN to guarantee themselves at least $20,000, these guys, they're real happy.
You can see the smiles coming out from most of the members there. Rowe looking very happy with himself. Sporks, oh, look at that smile. Look at that face. And Captain Coach positively beaming.
Oh, he never stops.
Oh, no, he's all smiles.
He's all smiles. We're going to be getting an interview with one of these players here shortly. Sandman here getting prepared. But this team right now, Avant, they're looking so good. Direwolves and SYF, they need to be scared after watching this one.
And they're coming up next. That's set number 2 for the day. But let's hand it over to Sandman and Biggy.
Thank you very much, Husey. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Avant Garde's Biggy. First question, before we get anything else, how does it feel knowing that your team has won at least $20,000?
I don't know, it still hasn't sunken in the feeling of just being here alone. After that first game, though, I feel very relieved to be through and just excited for the final now.
Yeah, do you want to talk us through what happened with game number 1? You came in here, obviously, as the favourites. Game number 2 was what most people expected. But the first 95% of game number 1 was entirely different. What happened?
We got too confident, I think. Our usual game plan is just don't be too aggressive, just play the map, play Conquest. And we forced too much, and obviously Rob got a really good gold steal. And then, they had a bunch of Guardians, so they kept level with us. And I think we got kind of lucky in the end. I think they pushed their luck a bit too much, and we punished them for that.
You guys certainly did, and in the end, you picked up the win, and of course, the best of 2. Now, this is your first LAN event as a team. For some of you, you may not have even seen each other in the same room before. Knowing that, how did you guys prepare for today?
Well, obviously we had boot camp in Melbourne. We all got here on Monday, and then at the Renegades LAN Cafe. And then just back at our hotel, you know, we had laptops that we could just research and, you know, finalize our strategies for the day.
So you've been working on this, obviously, since OPL finished, and then you've come in together as a team and been preparing this week, essentially.
Well, yes, ever since we knew that it was SIF and SYF and Integral Nation that we're going to be the final 2 teams, for sure.
Awesome. So I guess something that a lot of people want to know, Captain Coach, he's not Australian, he's from the Netherlands. He was the coach of Titans, who came through from obscurity and I believe came second last in January. What's it like having him on the team?
I mean, for me, it takes a lot of pressure off me. It used to be, you know, me and Rowe were sort of, what he does now, that's me and Rowe did. And he's just, I mean, his coaching is incredible, but aside from that, just as a mediator, because I know myself, I can, you know, I'm up and down in scrims and my attitude's not the greatest at all times, but he sort of keeps my cool and, you know, he just keeps us as a team, like, and we play stronger with him, I think.
I think you guys certainly do, and I think it's been great for you to have him there. Even watching him when you were even up, you were even on gold against a team that, to be fair, most people expected you to beat convincingly. He's just there chillaxing. He's not stressing. He's quite a remarkable individual, I would say. Now, you're into tomorrow's grand final. You don't know who you're up against yet, but the winner of that is going to Worlds. What would Worlds mean for you and for Avantgard?
I mean, it's international exposure. It's everything. I think what's unique about this first year of Smite is, you know, some like, look at a game like League of Legends, there's no Australian team at Worlds. We're guaranteed a spot. It's just, I don't know, it's just growth in esports, I think.
It is, and to be fair, there's been some remarkable growth in Smite within Australia in the last 12 months. I think I said before, last year hi-rez had a booth here for Smite, but it's probably one of the smaller booths. And here we are 12 months later, we're at ESL Arena, we've got 65K on the line, and we're sending a team to the Smite World Championship. So this afternoon we have SYF up against Direwolves. Direwolves are your scrim partners, pretty much, as being the other top team within the region. Who would you rather verse tomorrow?
I'd probably rather verse Direwolves, to be honest. I think it'd be really fitting if we were to play off for the spot at Worlds. And I think, you know, as showed against Integral, it's really hard to, like, we scrim Direwolves like exclusively. So and then they came in, they threw a few like janky picks in, and then their playstyle was a bit different to Direwolves, and it kind of threw us off. And I think this element of surprise is a bit more scary than just the stronger team, you know.
Yeah, the enemy that you don't know, I suppose. So we're going to go to a very quick break very, very shortly. We'll be back very, very soon. We will have our second semi-final. It will be SYF up against Direwolves. Huge shout out to all our sponsors here, HyperX, Plantronics, LG, and of course, Origin PCs. For those of you in the audience here at ESL Arena at PAX Australia 2015, we will be doing a giveaway very, very shortly, thanks to some of our sponsors, so don't go anywhere. As for you at home, we will be back with our second semi-final after this.